Hey everyone, I'm Roy. I'm here to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot lately: the way Asian Americans are perceived in our society. We're often seen as the model minority, the quiet, hardworking folks who never complain. But is that really all there is to us? Recently, I was walking down the street when someone yelled out, "Go back to your country." It was a shocking and hurtful experience, and it made me realize how deeply ingrained anti-Asian sentiment still is in our society. It wasn't the first time I'd experienced racism. I've been called many names such as Hong Se-young from Squid Game, stereotyped, and excluded. And I know I'm not alone. Many Asian Americans have similar stories. This type of prejudice isn't new. It has a long and ugly history in the United States. Let's travel back in time to the mid 19th century when Chinese immigrants arrived in droves to participate in the California gold rush. Despite their hard work and contributions to building the American West, they faced hostility and discrimination. In 1882, the federal government enacted the Chinese Exclusion Act, the first and only law in U.S. history to exclude an entire ethnic group from immigration based solely on race. This act, along with other discriminatory policies, prevented Chinese Americans from achieving full citizenship and economic opportunities for decades. Fast forward to the 20th century when Mark Twain wrote about his encounters with Chinese immigrants in his book Roughing It. While he acknowledged their industriousness, he also perpetuated harmful stereotypes, describing them as harmless and childlike, ignoring their agency and diverse experiences. These depictions contributed to a long lasting narrative that minimized the struggles and contributions of Asian Americans. Even after the repeal of Chinese Exclusion Act in 1943, Asian Americans continued to face numerous challenges. During the Gilded Age, they were often denied voting rights and subjected to violence and harassment. While African Americans fought for equality and gained some legal protections, Asian Americans remained largely excluded from this progress. The Knights of Labor, a prominent labor union at the time, unfortunately displayed open hostility toward Asian immigrants. This not only divided the working class, but also further marginalized Asian Americans in the fight for fair labor practices. As I mentioned, the harmless and industrious stereotype perpetuated by historical figures like Mark Twain still lingers today. While it can seem flattering on the surface, it minimizes our complexity of the Asian American experience and can actually be harmful. It erases our struggles and sacrifices and fuels the microaggressions we face daily. We've been told countless times to go back to your country or asked, "Where are you really from?" These seemingly harmless comments, fueled by the model minority myth and historical prejudice, are actually microaggressions. They are subtle, often unintentional forms of racism that invalidate our identities and make us feel like outsiders in our own country. Sadly, the COVID-19 pandemic saw a comeback of anti Asian sentiment, highlighting the enduring legacy of racism. Being blamed for the virus and targeted for violence became a terrifying reality for many Asian Americans. This experience was uncannily similar to the prejudice that Chinese immigrants endured during the gold rush. It's crucial to understand that these historical incidents are not isolated events. They are part of a larger pattern of anti Asian racism that continues to shape our present day experiences. By acknowledging the historical and contemporary experiences of Asian Americans, we can move towards a future where everyone is treated with respect and dignity, regardless of their race or origin. It's time to break down the harmful stereotypes and build a more inclusive society for all. Thanks for watching.